Hey guys, Nugget Productions here, back with another LEGO set review. Today, we'll be looking at set number 8959, the Claw Digger, and the fourth set in the Power Miners series. But before we take a look at the set, let's take a closer look at this set's minifigs. First, on your left, we have Rex. He's pretty standard. He's got his blue arms, vest, and legs with the usual flashlight and chain. Not much difference here. We'll take a quick look at the other side of his head. As you can see, he has his frightened face and I guess his brave face, or a very determined face. And then on the right, we have Sulfurix, which is actually one of the rare rock monsters to get. You see, Sulfurix only came in this Power Miner set and a promotional poly bag, along with a minifigure blind bag Morris thing that was not ever released in the United States. And he comes with his crystal, which, as all the rock monsters, you can take his crystal, open his mouth, pop it in there, you can actually go in, and close his mouth. And like I said before, you can probably fit 1 to 2 crystals in his mouth. 2 crystals if you're trying, 1 crystal, whatever. Sets usually only come with a couple crystals. LEGO was usually pretty stingy there for some reason. Anyways, that's Sulfurix. Pretty much the same. He is yellow. That's the only difference from the other rock monsters. Same head piece, which is a rock piece, which just separates from his body. These little hinges, reminiscent of some of the older LEGO hinges, or the same hinges that are used on certain cabinet pieces. And the same arms with printing. The printing on this one is beat up due to years of play. When I first received the Claw Digger as a birthday present, it was one of my favorite sets, and that probably has something to do with how much this rock monster got played with. Anyways, let's move on and take a look at the actual set. Back with the actual set in hand here, you can see it's fairly large. Taking our minifigure Rex, we can put him up against the wheel, or that side maybe. And you can put him up against the wheel, and you can see that he is way shorter than the actual vehicle. This thing is pretty large. We're getting into the medium-sized sets. Generally, as a rule, as the set's numbers would increase, so would the size of the sets and the part count and the price. Speaking of the part count for this set, it did have 197 pieces. For that, it cost around $20, and for $20 I think you get a pretty decent set here overall. But let's take a closer look at the set and the accessories that come with it for the minifigs. Moving these figures over to the side, we can pull the set forward. Now, it is kind of reminiscent of a bulldozer with its giant scoop up here in the front. You see this scoop as a recurring feature in several different areas in sets. And we can just take a closer look from the side. You can see it has 4 giant of these hard plastic wheels, which work surprisingly well on this hard tabletop I'm using to record. You can kind of hear that they do make a very large sound. That comes with the very large plastic, which is nothing wrong with that. Kind of makes you imagine that there is a motor inside, and whatever triggers your imagination, that's always a good thing. Now, let's take a look at the interior of the cabin, I guess you would call it, for this. And that is very accessible. You just would use this little, I guess you call it roll cage, right here. And once you look on the inside, you can see, if I can get some light in there, you can see there's a printed sticker with a depth chart on it. At least that's what I am assuming it is. It has decreasing or increasing numbers down to the line that looks like it probably is penetrating into the earth. Where Rex actually sits, there's not much in the way of seating. It's just a regular LEGO chair with 2 levers side to side that he can grab onto, and we'll show you him on the inside in a moment. On the outside, you can see we also have these giant claws, which we also saw these claws appear in the Mine Mech as the pincers, and they work quite well in this set. It is the Claw Digger after all. You would imagine that you would just hit the ground like this, or the cave wall like this, and that would bring the pieces down, and if there are any crystals, you probably pick them up in the scoop. Now, however, that is the main feature of this set. You are meant to flip these little knobs right here up and down, like so, and creates quite a noise, of course, even if it is on the ground. And if I were to use both of them at the same time, like this, it's even louder. Now up here we do have two little searchlights, or giant spotlights, however you choose to think of them. And around back we have this giant engine. It's a monster of an engine back here. We've got lots of little exhaust pieces, cylinders, two giant cylinders right here, and another V8 up here, or ramped up engine part. We also have two clips in the back, one which holds a chainsaw and one which holds, or should I not say chainsaw, I should say buzzsaw, and another which holds another one of these dynamite pieces, which is again a red plastic rubber mix. Up at the front you can see that it is numbered on the actual holes to the cloth, number 4. Some nice weathering on the stickers. It's a very matte, looks very nice. For additional stickers we do have some, I can assume these are cooling vents right here, and back here we have a very clearly labeled gas tank injection point. Between these searchlights up here you can also see a pickaxe, which you would assume he would use to get out if he was mining by himself. Now, to me personally, I think this is the most well equipped of the smaller vehicles, but that's just me. It has the most stuff, then that's why I think that. Anyways, before we finish this review up, let's take Rex and put him in the cabin. We're just going to do that by lifting that up, like I said previously, putting him in, and we just sit him like that. Now, if you wanted to get really complicated, you have to flip up these levers, but it's kind of hard to do with my hands as big as they are. So we'll just leave him like that for now, and we'll just put his arms down like this. It's a pretty good fit, looking from this forward point of view. It does kind of look a bit awkward, but once you raise it up, you can kind of see that he's seen exactly where he needs to see, and he's pretty much ready to go. Now, taking this, swinging around to the rock monster, let's remove his little standing plate. You would imagine that he just rolls up and kind of grabs him and scoops him into his bucket. Kind of have to use your hands to get him in there, but there you go. You can take your pet rock monster for a ride now. Anyways, this has been Chicken Nugget Productions. I'll catch you guys in next week's set review, and maybe a couple more videos this week. Bye for now.